is going to be super brief. I wanted to talk to you about something that I just read, and I thought you guys might want to know about this, so you can kind of sort of know something about what's going on in the new economy and how things are sort of working when it comes to finding ways to make extra money and things like that. It has to do with Amazon. Now, Amazon is a company that gets a lot of mixed reviews. There are people that love them for what they do and how brilliant they are in terms of the systems they put together. Then there are people that just hate Amazon, and they just think that they're corporate vultures and they don't care about people and all that. I'm going to break that down for you real quick. And before I do that, I want to greet everybody and say thank you for hanging out with me. I see Latoya, almost sounds like my sister's name. Is that Latoya? Or my sister's name is Latangela, which is funny. Elevation Allah, how are you? T-Mac, Anna, Mistress of Moods, Angela, middle Georgia in the building, says Nicholas. Third degree burns, what's going on? Frederick, Leroy, Elevation Allah, Boyce Watkins, make me a mod. You and I met at the Business Expo, Black Business Expo in Shreveport. All right, brother, you got it. you seem trustworthy, and so you now have the power. So use your power wisely. And if anybody watches Game of Thrones, you know what happens when people abuse their power because they ain't got no damn sense. So anyway, moving on. So let me talk about this for a minute. Shout out your city, by the way. I'd like to see what city everybody's from. I wanted to tell you guys about this because I think it's important that we share information with each other about business opportunities and things that we see that that might open a door for somebody. What I have found is that most Black entrepreneurs don't really, they're not really necessarily needing that $1 billion, $1 million opportunity. A lot of people need like the $1,000 opportunity. Like, how do I make an extra $2,000 a month so I can quit my job or whatever? I know that when I first got started, I really wasn't looking to make tons of money. I mean, I've made some money. I ain't gonna lie. When you get your name out there and you know how to monetize, you know how to position your brand and all that, there's opportunities that come with that. But I've also been a person who's created my own opportunities. Like, if you notice, I'm not mainstream. I piss off mainstream people. I don't get invited to universities to speak anymore. I used to get invited until they found out how Black I was. And I figured that I want to be Black enough to really make a difference. That's why we actually created Black Enough. That's where this term came from, blackenough.com, our social media platform, which if you haven't joined this, I hope you'll join. This is our answer to the Farrakhan bans and things like that. Black people are getting banned from Facebook on a regular basis because Facebook is evil and Facebook is racist. So Black Enough is our answer. We're all about solutions. We ain't about sitting around whining and crying. So anyway, I don't get invited to universities to speak anymore, and it's kind of unfortunate for the Black students because they're missing out on somebody that I think will be a great mentor for them, because I know how to give them solutions for their life that will liberate them. I know how to get them off of the debt path, off of the bad grades path. In fact, the first book I ever wrote was called Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About College, and I gave a secret, simple system for how students can make straight A's in college very easily. Why do I know this? Well, because I've been a college professor for 25 years. I know exactly what professors want. I know exactly how to set up your study systems. I know all of that. But then on top of that, when it comes to the game of life, getting ready for the game of life, I'm even better at preparing them for that, because I'm telling you, for Black people, you're getting bad advice. That's why you're losing. It's because the people that are giving you advice are the people on the other team. The Golden State Warriors are about to go play the Portland Trailblazers, and I don't think the Golden State Warriors are going to go to the Portland Trailblazers and ask them, well, how do we beat the Trailblazers? They're not going to do that, right? So you're going to your oppressor saying, well, how do I defeat oppression? Well, the oppressor is going to be like, oh, well, first you gotta go to church, and you gotta believe that our ice is colder, and you gotta give us all your money, nigga, because that's what's going to make you better off. And so ultimately, I'm actually considered a badge of honor that I don't get invited to white universities, because that means I'm doing something right. I also, I don't, I've never gotten a book deal. I've never been offered a radio show or a TV show, but I can say, as an independent Black man, I know what it's like to make more than $1 million a year. I've done that. I'm not getting in, I ain't talking too much about money and details and all that, but I can say I've done it. I pulled it off. I've given hundreds of speaking engagements, thousands of media appearances, done all those things that people can only typically do if somebody gives them an opportunity. But one of the secrets I learned to receiving opportunities is, as a Black person, you can't wait for white people to give you opportunities. You got to learn how to create opportunities. So learn how to create opportunities, and this is important. So anyway, so I bring all that up because I saw this article, and and I said, okay, this is interesting. This is something where I think that Black folks can use these little tools to get you just enough off the plantation so you can break out of the gravitational field of white supremacy. You see, breaking out of a white supremacist system is like a rocket ship trying to leave the planet Earth. It takes a lot of fuel for that shit to happen. But if you can just barely get out, barely get away from the Earth's gravity, you can at least get out into space where it becomes much easier for you to move further and further away from the planet. So I want to help you escape the gravitational pull that the white man has on your balls and on your ass, and basically how he's basically got this on your brain. So there's no disrespect to white people, but if you are white and you're here and you don't understand how horrible you guys have been to us and how bad it is to be Black working for people who hate us, then I'm sorry, I don't know how to help you. I don't know any way to say that politely, because you weren't very polite in terms of how you treated us. So anyway, with that said, let's move on. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to read this article to you. It's about Amazon, and it's about this little opportunity that I think everybody should know about. Amazon is going to pay, this is from CNBC, Amazon is going to pay $10,000 to their employees to quit and start their own package delivery companies. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Jeff Bezos, just so you know, that's my man. That's my favorite white person on the planet. I love Jeff Bezos because he's intelligent. And if you read Jeff Bezos' life story, I have read his life story because I was like, how do you emulate the game? I want to understand the game, how this brother put together this system. And if you look at Jeff Bezos' life, the fascinating thing about him is that you could have predicted that he was going to be very successful from the way his parents worked with him when he was 8 years old. Jeff Bezos was always a good student. He was always into science. He was always into technology. He was always ahead of the curve. So, so how you raise your kids makes a big difference. If somebody had done what they do to our kids, get them all up into football and basketball more than they're into like actually learning and making money, then he never would have become what he is. He would have just been like a great mediocre football player. So anyway, so basically, he's doing this not just for, he's not doing it just because he's being nice. He's doing it because it helps Amazon, because he wants more people to have package delivery businesses. So Amazon made the announcement on Monday that it would contribute as much as $10,000 if employees want to leave the company and form new U.S. startups centered on delivering packages. Amazon said it would also pay these people the equivalent of 3 months of their most recent gross salaries when they were working for the company. So he's going to pay them up to 3 months of their salaries when they were working for the company, so you can get off the ground and get your business going. That's beautiful for a lot of our people, because that's what I noticed. A lot of our folks, we just kind of need some money to kind of get stuff going, like that little bit of seed capital. Now, I would actually like for you to, I would actually like for you to do something better for your children. Give them an actual nest egg, start investing now, buy maybe a couple shares of stock for them every month until they're 25, 30 years old, and then they're going to have several $100,000 available, so they don't have to wait for somebody to give them money for them to quit their job or start a business. But until then, this is not a bad solution. So he says the offering follows the company's previous efforts to discourage its workers from staying if they don't want to stay. So if you recall, Jeff Bezos he was one of the first people that actually told his employees, look, I will pay you to quit. I will offer you money if you quit your job right now. And I love that idea, because what he was basically doing was he was basically saying, like, who really wants to be here? If you don't want to be here, then we don't want you here. And that's actually good information for you. In terms of, for those of you who want to be business owners, don't have people working for your company who are just there for a paycheck. Those 9-to-5 type people who are just there for the money, they will fuck your business up. I'm just telling you the truth. They will tear your business to pieces. They will crap all over everything that matters to you. They will show no respect to your organization. And you're going to have to cut people off who think that way. So what he basically did was he said, look, I'll give you money to walk away. And a lot of people took the deal. A lot of people stayed. The people who stayed were the ones who really wanted to be there. Now, he talked about his pay to quit program in a shareholder letter 5 years ago, and now the company's going further. He says, we want people working at Amazon who want to be here. The program also lines up with Amazon's efforts to open up new delivery options. Last year, it established the Delivery Service Partners Initiative, which sought to have independent business owners put the Amazon Prime logo on delivery vans, even as it continues working with FedEx and UPS. Since the launch of the Delivery Service Partner Program in June 2018, Amazon has enabled the creation of more than 200 new small businesses that have hired thousands of local drivers to deliver packages to Amazon customers, Amazon said in a Monday statement. This year, the company plans to add hundreds more new businesses, starting with employees turned business owners. Additionally, this program offering has expanded to employees in the UK and Spain. Now, let me tell you all a little story about Amazon stock. Let me show you something that is another reason why I am a fan of Jeff Bezos. I actually think Jeff Bezos has some things figured out. Now, I want you guys to look at this. If you can't see, if you're not on drboystv.com, you won't be able to see it. If you're not on yourblackworldtv.com, you won't see it because that's where I'm sharing my screen from. But if you're on drboystv.com, I'll just cite the numbers out so you'll hear it, okay? Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit that thumbs up button. That's how more people can see the platform. Look at, okay, so the Amazon stock price right now, even with the recent drop, if you have a portfolio, your portfolio probably took a hit this week over the trade war with China. I just dug in, I bought more stuff. I just, put more cash in my portfolio. But anyway, the price is $1,822. It's very expensive stock price. Now, I want you to look at this 6-month trend. So if you go back 6 months, you'll see Amazon stock was trading for several $100s less 6 months ago than it is now. Now, what you look at the 1-year trend and you go back a year, you see where it's green because it's been growing over the past year. Now I want you to look at 5 years. And now look at that 5-year trend. Amazon stock could have been bought for about a little over $300 back in 2014. And now it's $1,800. Now, what does that mean? That's like, imagine buying a house for $300,000, right? And then 5 years later, the value of that house being $1.8 million. Like, imagine that. Like, that's what that is. That's the equivalent of that, right? Now, let's go back. Let's hit the max button and go all the way back to when Amazon was just a little scrub. When Amazon was about where Uber is right now. Wasn't making no money, losing money, negative profits, all that stuff. You could have bought Amazon stock for $13.50 on April 5th, 2002. 2002, when Amazon was still, people knew about Amazon. It just wasn't a big company. It's just a little bookstore at that time. You could have bought Amazon stock for $13.50. Now, what's fascinating is that at that point, the stock had crashed. It had crashed. The stock price before, up until the tech bubble of the year 2000, was $94. So imagine the year 2000. You partying like it's 1999 and the stock price is $94 and you're like, yeah, I'm going to buy this Amazon stock. I think this company's going to do great. And then kaboom, Amazon does what happened with crypto. It drops all the way down to $19.50. So was it not, you bought it at 94 because maybe you're listening to a guy like a Boyce Watkins who says, yeah, I'm gonna buy some Amazon stock, you should buy it, and then it crashes to $19.50. What in the world would make you not think that that was a huge mistake? You would probably think I was the biggest idiot in the world if I even brought that up. You say, oh, that Dr. Boyce, that's what the Negro naysayers might say. The Negro naysayers would say, oh, these niggas don't know nothing about no investing, and these black capitalists out here, they're just scamming people and lying and telling people to invest, and it's bad. And that's because that's what they're doing with the crypto market now. A lot of people are saying people who don't understand investing are looking at the crypto market as an example of bad investment advice. See, all these black people lost their money. Well, those are stupid people. Those people are stupid. And let me tell you why they're stupid. They're stupid because they don't understand that investing is a marathon. It ain't a sprint. It ain't a sprint. When Eliud Kipchoge wins a marathon, the fastest marathoner in the history of the world, he doesn't win the marathon in 10 seconds. He doesn't win the marathon by running the first 200 meters as hard as he can. He wins the marathon because he keeps going. The marathon is what gets you there. And to use Nipsey Hussle's words in the name of the Nipsey Hussle store, it's about that marathon, man. Investing is a marathon. So if you walk away with anything, to understand investing is a marathon. So look at that. Amazon stock, 2001, $19.50. A lot of y'all in 2001 took that $19.50 and you shit it out at the movies. You took that $19.50 and you spent it on cheeseburgers. You took that $19.50 and you used it toward buying some new sneakers or whatever it was that you bought that year. You probably don't even remember what you spent your money on in 2002 or 2001 because it seems so long ago. You don't remember. You probably don't remember what you did with 80% of your money 5 years ago. Most people don't. I'm not dissing you. I'm just giving you the real. In fact, if I'm dissing you, I'm dissing myself. I'm dissing all of us, right? We're being dissed together. So imagine if somebody had the vision to say, you know what, fuck it. The market's crashed. It's $19.50. I'm gonna go ahead. I got $1,900 in my investment account. I'm gonna go ahead and because and I'm gonna go ahead and invest. I'm gonna go ahead and just try this investing thing out. Now, just be clear. My message ain't changed. Ain't a damn thing changed in my message. You can go back 25 years. The only thing about my message that has changed is that I've gotten smarter. I had a PhD in 2001, so I was really smart in 2001. In 2001, I knew more about finances than 99.9% of all people because I was the only black man on earth to get a PhD in finance that year. Go check the record, go look it up, go find my dissertation. It's on the internet, available for public consumption. You ain't got to go do extensive research to find out if I have a degree or not, or what school I went to, or who I got my PhD under, or what my field of study was. You ain't got to do all of that. All of that is public record. It's all out there for anybody to go find. In 2001, not a damn thing, ain't a damn thing changed. In 2001, I would have said, look, it's 2001, everybody. If you want to have a master plan to try to be ahead by the year 2019, go ahead and put some of that money in the stock market. Go ahead and make that investment. I don't really know what the future of stocks like Amazon are going to be. I have no idea. But you might as well try. It's better than buying a cheeseburger. A cheeseburger, you're going to eat it, digest it, and shit it out. You know what you're going to get back in terms of return on investment if you go to Burger King with that money, or if you go to the movies with that money. And I'm not even telling you not to go to the movies. I'm saying just do something else with your money too. Give yourself a chance to grow. Give yourself a shot at playing above the rim. Give yourself just that small chance that you might actually win this economic game. You can't have a chance to win the game if you don't play the game. If you get in the game, I can't always guarantee if you're going to win the game, but I can definitely tell you what will guarantee that you'll lose the game. I can guarantee you, put it on everything, that if you don't play the game, you will lose the game. So if you wonder why so many black people are losing, a lot of black people are not losing the game because they're playing the game wrong. A lot of us are losing the game because we ain't even in it. You can't win the NBA finals if you're in the stands. You can't win the NBA finals if you're sitting at home on the couch. You can't defeat Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors if you don't even go to basketball practice. So making the investment back in 2001, here's another day, 2002, July 26th, Amazon stock was $12.93. So let's say a person had $1,200. A lot of people had $1,200 back then, and let's say they said, you know what, Dr. Boyce is talking all this investment stuff. I don't really understand it, but I'm gonna go ahead and just try it out. And let's say that you're fortunate enough because you happen to see Amazon, you like it. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and buy some Amazon, right? Well, 100 shares back then would cost $1,200. Move fast forward to this day, where the share price is now. The share price is $18.22. Somebody do the math for me. What is $1,822 a share worth if you have 100 of those shares? That is $180,000. $180,000. Now imagine if you had really been smart and you just did a consistent accumulation of assets over time. Let's say every time you got your check, you bought $50 of stock, or $20 of stock, or $100 worth of stock, whatever you could afford. Just piled it up. Like the way people, you ever see ladies that just love shoes and they just buy a new pair of shoes every time they go shopping, and then eventually their closet's full of shoes. It's not even just ladies, men do that too. You got men that collect Jordans and all that stuff, right? So have you ever seen that? Like, just when you just accumulate things. Imagine if you were just accumulating stock. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be rich or not. I'm just going to buy this stock because I know at least my money is being put somewhere. I'm not giving it away, right? A person who had done that in 2001, 2002 would be very wealthy right now. And so when I talk about my admiration for Amazon and Jeff Bezos, and I know that sometimes there's political controversy around it. I know in New York they were going to put up a facility, and what's the name? Ocasio-Cortez fought it and didn't want it there. I don't agree with that decision. I think that the jobs would have been great for the community. But then again, though, I'm not going to say she was right or wrong. I'm just going to say it is what it is. But I will say that I think Amazon is an economic masterpiece. I think Jeff Bezos is a maestro. I have much respect for this man. So anyway, let me keep going. Hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. Also, if you live in Philadelphia or near Philadelphia, I will be in Philadelphia on Malcolm X's birthday on May 19th, and I will be doing a day-long investing seminar. If you want to come to the seminar, just go to drboysphiladelphia.com. That's drboysphiladelphia.com. It's not a low price ticket because it's a very small group. So I only want people that really want to be there. But you get tremendous value for your investment, and it'll last you for the rest of your life. So if you'd like to come, just go to drboysphiladelphia.com, use the code word Philly, and you can get 50% off if you'd like to come in, since you're part of the tribe of intelligent Black people. Also, if you want to do our digital version of that seminar, we're going to do a digital seminar. It's going to go over the course of 6 weeks. It starts May 14th, which is actually tomorrow. So if you're interested in joining that investing seminar and you want to take a look and see what's going to be offered, go to drboyseminars.com. That's drboyseminars.com. All right. So anyway, so let's dig a little deeper into this Amazon thing. Hit the thumbs up button, please. While we do that, please hit the thumbs up button. Let's see here. He says the program aligns with Amazon's efforts to open up delivery options. He says since the launch of the Delivery Service Partner Program in June 2018, we've enabled the creation of 200 small businesses. He says Amazon stock was down as much as 3.8% in Monday's trading session, which everything was down because of the whole thing going on with China. Now, again, with this, what I like about this a lot is that it really is one of those things that a lot of people can use to kind of get things moving. When you're talking about trying to build businesses and trying to be free, the first step really is to try to get a flexible schedule. You know, if you can't be free from the plantation, at least get on a plantation that it gives you enough flexibility that you can work on your dream. So I'm a big fan of people becoming like Uber drivers and stuff like that. Don't get caught up in the politics of it, like, oh, Uber is not paying people enough, blah, blah, blah. I know a lot of people who are very happy as Uber drivers because Uber, it may not be exactly what you want money-wise, but people are able to make as much money as they want depending on how much they drive, and they're able to actually pay the bills while they really work on the real dream. You know, I've always been willing to take a money dip for long-term play. You know, like when I was making money, I didn't care if I was making, you know, 50,000 a year or 40,000 a year, as long as I had my freedom. Like freedom is more valuable than money. If you're creative and you really have a goal, your free time, your flexibility is where the power is at. So when I first actually was walking away from Syracuse, I wasn't making that much money. I was making hardly nothing, but I didn't really care how much I was making because I was like, look, all I got to do is sustain and maintain and get the bills paid, make sure that, you know, I got a place to live, you know, any other bills like the car note or whatever's paid. I got rid of my car. I didn't have a car for years. In fact, I just got a car this past year. I could have afforded one years ago. I just didn't. Once I got used to not having one, I realized I didn't actually need that car note. But, you know, to me, it was like, as long as I could pay my bills and I had food on the table, I was straight. You know, maybe, you know, some things I can't get around to right now, but I was investing my time into my dream, and I did a lot of work for free. You know, I did a lot of articles. I used to write for AOL Black Voices for nothing, and I wrote hundreds of articles for them for nothing. I worked hard. I was the hardest working person on in that damn company because I was hungry. I wanted that shit, you know, and they didn't understand why I was working that hard. And I said, I don't understand why you're not working that hard, because anybody who knows what it takes to build a big dream and to reach a big goal knows that you must sacrifice, you know. So, you know, to me, the biggest trap, the biggest economic trap that people fall into is looking for a paycheck right now. I know you need money right now. Everybody needs a little bit of something right now to get by. But sometimes that paycheck that you think is a big win for you is actually a trap. In fact, people don't think carefully about their economic marriages very, very deeply. And that's why they end up locked into situations that they didn't expect to be in. And what do I mean by that? It's just like relationships. Like, think about how people end up in bad relationships. You know, let's say you're single and you ain't got nothing to do, and a handsome man or a beautiful woman comes up and says, hey, you know, will you have coffee with me? You say, sure, okay. And then you have a good time, and then they say, will you go to dinner with me? And you're like, okay, sure. And let's say that they're nice and they treat you well, and then next thing you know, people are intimate and they start dating and all this other stuff. And this can happen within the course of a week. And what's always fascinating to me is that people don't always realize that this could be the person you're with for the rest of your life. So they don't spend time sort of thinking long term and saying, what's this really going to look like if I'm with this person forever? They're not thinking that. They're thinking about the next move. They're not really playing long-term chess. They're playing short-term checkers, right? Okay, he was nice, so I'm gonna go out with him again. We had 3 or 4 or 10 good dates. Now it's time to be intimate, and then next thing you know, you're intimate and you're locked together. Okay, sure, let's have a relationship. Next thing you know, you've had a relationship for a while. Next thing you know, you get married, and then 5 years down the line, you're like, wait, how did my life turn out like this? Well, you know why? It was because 5 years ago, you got up and you walked to the bathroom and you bumped into somebody on your way to the bathroom. If you had gotten to the bathroom 10 seconds earlier, you never would have met that person, and your whole 5 years of your life would have been very different, right? And so to me, economics is the same way. People end up in careers that they hate, doing things they never planned on doing, because when you first take that first job and those first opportunities, if you're not a long-term thinker, all you're thinking about is short-term stuff. Like, okay, I need some money. Well, I got into this field because I needed money and they offered it to me. So I took it and then I stayed with it. And next thing you know, I've been doing it for 20 years, but the whole 20 years I've been planning on leaving. I've been planning on doing something different, but now I'm old. I mean, think about this. Go listen. If you listen to, I've done this because as a professor, I met a lot of 18-year-olds. I've seen, what 18-year-olds say they want to be. And then I've compared that to what 35-year-olds actually are. And I asked the 35-year-olds, I say, when you were 18, did you plan on being exactly where you are right now? And I guarantee you 80 to 90% of them, it seems like, did not plan to be where they are at 35. Why? Well, because they did not plan. You got to have a plan, man. You got to have a plan. If you don't plan, then you will probably fail, because success does not happen by accident. Success is planned. So anyway, I'm going to go to bed, but here's the social media platform, Black Enough. Here's how you spell it. I wrote it on a piece of paper, and I like them. I know some people like the name, some people don't, but I picked the name because I want you to be black enough to come to our platform. So I just took the CK, replaced it with 2 G's, and just made it into our word. So we've actually copywritten this word, trademarked it, all that stuff. I got the trademark papers in my desk. And also May 19th, when I get to Philly, I'll also try to bring copies of my new book, which is Black American Money. And so if you want to buy copies of this book or my old book, you can go to drboycebooks.com. That's drboycebooks.com. And also don't forget, I'll be in Philadelphia May 19th. So you can go to drboycephiladelphia.com. Or if you want to do the digital seminar, which starts tomorrow, you can sign up at drboyceseminars.com. And I'll send out the links and everything so you guys can have the registration codes to get started. Okay, guys. So let's see here. It advertises Facebook and Instagram. Why? Because we're not trying to eliminate Facebook. We're just offering another alternative as a backup plan, so that if some of us get banned from Facebook, we'll have a place to be that's ours, where we're free from persecution. Okay, everybody. So I'm out of here. Thank you very much, Vicky, for sharing that URL. I appreciate it. Everybody, please hit the thumbs up button before you go. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you soon.